What's up? What's poppin'? Welcome to the podcast. Every spooky season, some of us go through haunted houses and get a good scare. But how did this all start? And I actually used screams.org for 99% of this podcast research. And this is actually a haunted house or field in Maryland. I'm going to be honest, I didn't look too deep into who they were. But this is a rough timeline of haunted houses. And this is like the scary attraction haunted houses, not like haunted houses like the Lizzie Borden house or the one I'm thinking, I think it's in Connecticut. And like there's a horror movie based off of it. The nope, that's a different one I think. Editing Meg already needs to come in because I'm trying to make a point here and I can't make the point because I don't even know what the point is. Hey, what's up? It's Editing Meg and I was kind of close. I was thinking of the Amityville house in New York, and I was also thinking of the Conjuring house in Rhode Island, not Connecticut. Thank you for that. But I was talking about the haunted house, like attractions that many people go through this time of year. This website started off with Madame Tussauds Chambers of Horror, and that name might sound familiar to you because she is the artist, the woman who is responsible for all those wax sculptures of celebrities. But apparently, this all started in 19th century London. In 1802 specifically, French artist Marie Tussauds created a grotesque collection of wax sculptures titled The Chamber of Horrors. And it was sculptures of known criminals, killers, and apparently this exhibition is still available in London because it is still operating in London. You can still go to her sculptures and visit them. I wanted to look up places you can view her work and where she has like exhibitions. So in America, you can visit her work in Hollywood, New York, Las Vegas, Orlando, and Nashville. In Europe, you can visit in Amsterdam, Budapest, Berlin, Istanbul, I can never pronounce that one, Blackpool, London, and Vienna, and Prague. Definitely did not say that right. In Australia, you can visit in Sydney. In the Middle East, you can visit in Dubai. And then in Asia, Chongqing, Bangkok, Beijing, Hong Kong, Shanghai, Singapore, Tokyo, and Wuhan. I'm sorry if I butchered any of those, but that's where you can visit her artwork. The second thing they credited was the Grand Guignol Theater. I literally looked up how to pronounce this, and I know I did not pronounce it right. It is spelled Guignol. And playwright Oscar Metenier, he opened this theater in Paris in 1898, and he used it to stage plays about the dark Paris underground and its horrors. And I wrote to look at the website, and do you think I pulled that up? No. So 1 minute, please. Oh yeah. So here it is. This is what I wanted. It is said that these performances at the theater often cause audience members to pass out in fright or disgust. And trigger warning, we'll put a trigger warning here. Feel like we might need one. This theater had plays about strangled children, graphic brain surgery, or psychosis and hypnotism. And it said that they pushed the boundaries of this era with special effects that included knives that squirted blood and sleight of hand decapitation. But besides all that, apparently it was a huge hit and people loved it. So unfortunately, this theater is now closed. It was opened from 1897 and closed in 1962. After that, the website jumps to the Great Depression in America, and it is said that due to unemployment and little income, there was a rise in vandalism, harassment, and property damage from the kids. So to deal with this, homeowners held, and I quote, house-to-house parties. You may be wondering, what is a house-to-house party? This is where kids traveled from basement to basement for, I quote, thrills and chills. Which is crazy to think about because imagine going to some stranger's basement. Like, that's the one thing you're told not to do. But here they were in the Great Depression. Like, yeah, we can go to our neighbor's basement. We don't know them, but there's thrills and chills there. After that, historians credit the Disney Haunted Mansion in Anaheim, California for what inspired and started the modern fascination with haunted houses. And the Disney Mansion opened in August of 1969. When did the movie come out? Do you think I looked that up? No. Editing, Meg? So apparently, the ride has nothing to do with the movie, at least originally. I don't know if it does now, because the movie came out in 2003, and then it was also redone in 2023. Thank you for that. But yeah, every source I was looking at too, because I was jumping around from sources, was crediting Disney's Haunted Mansion for the rise in popularity of today's haunted houses. After that, there is the horror movie boom of the 80s and 90s. So Hollywood started liking horror movies after the success of the 1973's The Exorcist. But the genre really took off following the 1978's Halloween. This led to a demand of scary attractions as more and more horror movies came out and became more popular, and people were like, oh my god, this is so fun, this is so cool. And that leads us to modern day. The 21st century has seen a big boom in professional haunted houses, and they're everywhere now. There's so many places you can go. And I know what you're thinking. What is the first haunted house that ever existed? Because Madame Tussauds Chamber of Horrors was more of an art exhibition. So I looked up, and apparently, drum roll please, the first recorded haunted attraction to charge admission was the Orton and Spooner Ghost House in 1915 in Liphook, England. So because of them, we now have haunted houses everywhere. I feel like they're haunted mazes. There's a lot of scare actors that are going popular on TikTok, and they're fun to see. I tried looking up if the Orton and Spooner house is still in business, and all I could find that the building still exists today, but I'm not sure if you could enter it or if you could just view it from the outside, but the building is still currently apparently up. I've personally never been to a haunted house. I don't think I've gone. I feel like I'd get too scared. They seem fun in theory, but I don't know if I would personally have fun at them. I would love to be a scare actor though, which I know is so defeating the purpose, but I think being a scare actor would be so fun and so cool. But what about you guys? Have you heard of any of this history? Have you ever been to a haunted house? Do you like haunted houses? Have you ever made your own haunted house? Let me know. So the next time Halloween rolls around and you start seeing haunted houses being created, just know they've literally been here from the 1800s. They're definitely not going away anytime soon, and we're going to constantly continue to adapt them and change them. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Hey Guys, It's Meg. You can follow Hey Guys, It's Meg _podcast on Instagram for updates and good times. Come back next Monday for our last episode of Spooktober this season, unfortunately, where we're going to talk about some Halloween superstitions. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace out, Girl Scouts.